Alright guys and girls, welcome to another episode of Astro Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? Alright, check it out. Right here I got a 2006 Nissan Altima. Customer's complaint, no AC. It's hot, but it's got no AC. So we're going to show you how to check it and repair it. Coming up on Astro Auto Repairs. This channel is a member of the Astral Stars, which means we have a zero-tolerance policy against the harassment of others. Anybody who violates that policy will be banned. For further information, please visit www.theastralstars.com. Alright guys, the first thing you want to do, check this out. You might guys want to get you some kind of leak detector. Either it's by sound or by a dye. I like the dye. And what I got here is a Master Cool, part number 53350-Charlie. Check this kit out. And this is what we did on this car. This kit comes with a lot of dyes in it, and I ran out of dyes a while ago, so we bought different dyes. And this one right here, let's see. This one is for all water-based fluids, antifreeze, windshield washer fluid if you want to check that. I don't know, anything like that. And I have over here, this one is for AC. So for AC systems. So what I did before, we put a bottle of this in there. You gotta let this run through the system, and then you come back. You wait till the customer say that the AC ran out, got hot again. Then I come back, and this right here is called a black light. What it does is, let me hook this up to the battery, positive and negative, and then I'll be right back. All right, guys, we got the black light connected, and you can see it through the screen. When it comes on, it's a light like that. And what it does, it really highlights that dye. So that's all you do is go around the system. This will come up. Well, this one is the radiator, but the condenser in the front, and you will go around, put the light everywhere. You can see down there. And just like I said, we already checked this vehicle out. And if you look right here, and actually you don't even really need to see the dye, see the light. You can see the green on the hose, and watch what happens when I cut the light on. See how it really highlights that dye, all that leak. And that leak is all the way down here, and if you look down here, you can see it worse. Look at that. So we know one thing, a couple things we know. One, we know the AC system works great because we did this about a week ago. We put the dye in it, recharged the system up, and so we know the AC system works, and it was coming out really cold. Two, we know exactly where the leak is coming from. Now, in a case like this, we know we got the hose leaking. So what we're going to do today is definitely replace this hose. And you got to let the customer know. There is a chance that there could be a leak somewhere else. But because this is a major leak, the smaller leaks will not be known. So you got to fix this, recharge the system, go over it with the black light, see if you see anything by chance. But let the customer know. It is a possibility that it might leak again. There might be another leak. You got to say that, because if you don't, the customer gonna say, listen, you just did my car and it's leaking again. Maybe the hose is no good, maybe your work is no good. So you do not give them that opportunity to say that. So what we're gonna do right here, we know exactly the hose, we know the hose is leaking, so we're gonna show you how to replace that today. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, the first thing you wanna do is we're gonna remove this cover right here. And this cover is held on by 4 5mm hex bolts. Right here, 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 and here. So I got me a 1/4" drive, 5mm hex socket, and I'm using my impact driver here. And we're gonna go ahead in there and take all 4 of them out. All right, let's take those out, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, let's pick our cover up, put it to the side. Now our line runs from down here to the compressor, all the way up, around, down in there. Did you see that? All the way over, down into here where it goes into the evaporator. And soon I'm gonna show you how to disconnect that. But to to make this easier, we got this main vacuum hose right here going to the brake booster. We're going to disconnect that from right here. So what you want to do is take you a pair of pliers, squeeze that clamp, bring it back, and see how tight that is? So what you want to do is take your pliers, open the pliers up, because the pliers are going to have 2 settings on it. Right there, it's a small jaw opening, and then bring it back this way, it's going to be a wide jaw opening. So we're going to put it to the wide jaw opening. And by the way, these pliers are right from Harbor Freight. Yeah, buddy. All right, so we're going to just squeeze the hose, because the hose been up there so a while, so it's like sealed. So we want to break that little seal on it. Just like that. Just wiggle it back and forth. And what you can do is grab one hand, and as you're twisting it back and forth, take this hand and start pulling the hose back. All right, and get that hose off, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, the first thing we're gonna do now, this system, if you're changing this hose and you got a lot of freon in the system, you're gonna have to have this system discharged, evacuated, which means you're gonna have to take it to a repair shop, and they'll charge you like 40 to 60 bucks to evacuate all the freon out of the system. No, they're not gonna give it back to you or pull in the can for you. No, you gotta go get some more and put it back in there once you finish your job. But being that this system is leaking, this is empty, it's out already. So the first thing we're gonna do is disconnect the line down here at the compressor. And we got the line going right here, and right here we got a 12mm bolt. So what I'm going to use is a 12mm deep socket, 3/8 drive, a 12-inch 3/8 drive extension, and my 3/8 drive ratchet. Put it on right there, and I'm going to take that bolt off, and the line's going to start wiggling around. Now, in case you're not sure whether your system has freon in it or not, but when you start loosening this up, if there's freon in the system, this thing's it's gonna be like all over the place. So just loosen it up a little bit. Reach down there. Continue to take the bolt out. Okay, we got the bolt out, and then you're gonna slowly wiggle the line, picking it up at the same time, just like that. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, just so you don't lose the bolt, what you want to do is take the bolt and put it right back in the compressor. Also, what you want to do is get your...
That's the compressor down there?
Yeah, this is the compressor.
Oh, so it goes directly over it?
Oh, and what you want to do at this time is also get you a rag and stick inside here, because you do not want any kind of dirt or anything going into that compressor. All right, let's follow our line up. The next part, it's got a little bracket here with our high pressure line going across it as well. High pressure line is going to be held in like a little clip. So what you want to do here is you can just push these clip tabs back just a little bit and pick that line up out of the way. We're just going to put that out of the way for now. And then the bracket is held on by a 10mm bolt. So again, I'm going to grab my impact driver with a 10mm deep socket, 3/8 drive. We're going to go ahead, take that bolt out, move the bracket out of the way, put our bolt back in there. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we'll do, we're going to follow our line around. You're going to have a little plastic clip here holding between both the high pressure and the low pressure line. The low pressure is the big one, or the suction line. So we're just going to pop that clip up right here, push that to the side, and leave that just like that. Now, following our line all around, it's going to go into a little clip right here. And this is held into place. Don't pull on it. Just let you know. I'm just letting you know where it's at right there. Okay, the reason why I don't want you pulling at it, because as we go all the way over here to the end of the line, matter of fact, let me show you here on this line right here, the new one. It's got a little bracket on it right here, a little clamp that go. Now this right here goes into the evaporator. This over here holds it into place. You're gonna have a 10mm bolt going right through there, and this right here, you get this opening slot. This is gonna hold in the high pressure line. So what we got to do is take out the 10mm bolt. This is gonna flip up off of this line. Then this is gonna come out. Let's go over here and show you what I mean. Can you see in there? All right, my hands might be in the way, but what I'm gonna use is a 10mm deep socket 3/8 drive for my 3/8 drive ratchet. I am going to try to be out of your way, and I'm gonna go under here. I'm onto the bolt right now, and it's not tight. I'm not even using 2 hands. I'm using 1 hand because it's not really super tight. And you can see I'm loosening it up, and we're gonna go ahead and take this. What's the matter?
It's not focusing.
What about if you had more light down there? Would it focus or?
It's okay, go ahead.
All right, so let's take this bolt out. Let me see if this will. And be careful, guys. Don't drop this bolt. Watch I drop it. Okay, let's get this bolt out, and we'll be right back. All right, guys. I got the... Now, see, this is why I removed that top cover. Because with that top cover in the way, I couldn't get my hand like this. So we got our little bolt. Let's set this up here to the side. Now watch how I disconnect this.
Hold on. Don't disconnect. Oh, this camera. Okay.
There's our high pressure line, and that's all this does is I'm gonna start backing up my low pressure line and see how it comes up just like that. And we're gonna continue doing that and get that out of the right there. Look at that, guys, perfect. And make sure you don't pull on this high pressure line. All right, we got that line out. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're gonna do, let's grab our line from over here, carefully pick it up, and you're gonna get it from over this. And you got a wiring harness right here, so be careful of the harness. And what you're gonna do is walk that line out of there. Dang it, look at that, man. You know, on this line, this is not gonna pick up. Dang it. What about if I... You know what, guys, let's try going this way. Almost. You know what, guys? Wait a minute here. This harness. Man, I can't believe they made this thing like this. And you don't want to bend the line, because you definitely don't need that line to be bent in any kind of way. Oh, man. All right. Got to be kidding me. Wait a minute, this is on a bracket over here. This is harness. So if I bend this bracket up a little bit, maybe it'll give me just enough room. So close. So close. All right. Okay.
But if you take it up just a little bit and pull it this way.
I'll tell you what we're gonna do even better. See this whole thing right here? It's got a 10mm bolt right here. One right here, and one right here. We should bring this whole harness up a little bit. Let's find that out. All right, guys, we're gonna use our 10mm 3/8 drive. Maybe not that one. Let's loosen up these two. Okay, those two moved a little bit. Let's get these bolts out. This one's not holding in. It feels like there's another bolt, man. There it is. All right, let's get this one out of the way. These gnats are ridiculous. Okay. Let me take a look. All right. I just noticed for this bracket, this bolt is smaller than the other two I took out. So I'm going to pay attention to that. Now our other one is, if I can get this out of the way, you know, better yet, let's disconnect this. We got a little connector right here. You got that tab right there. We're going to squeeze that little tab in towards the connector and unplug it. Yeah, that went pretty easy, didn't it? Dang it. Are you kidding me? Can I just work that around? I think this is the most difficult plug. There we go. All right, again, push that tab in, and it's kind of messed up because just my finger had to get in there. Push it in and unplug it. All right, I need to do that so you guys can hopefully see a 10mm bolt that I saw down there. If you look right over here, and how you doing?
You got some packages going out?
Oh, I don't live here. Sorry. You got the 10mm bolt right there. See that?
Yeah.
All right, so let's get our setup to get that out. We'll be right back. All right, guys, I got my 10mm deep 3/8 drive socket. And I got my 1-inch wobble extension. Wobble extension means see how the tip of it's made? So instead of like a regular extension that just goes like that, this one will let the socket wobble a little bit, which is cool. And my 3/8 drive ratchet. So let's reach down in here. You see pretty good? And let's get that bolt out of there. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, reach my hand around this way. And I'm trying to be very careful not to drop that bolt. All right, you got that? Put this to the side and we'll be right back. All right, guys, let's see how much room we can pick up here now. Oh yeah. That's hopefully, that's enough. Let's find out. Over here. Get all out of the way. being that we are picking up, let's see if we can go the other way now. That sucked, guys. That really sucked. Oh man. Here we go. Alright, let's match it up to this line, make sure everything is the same. Cool. Alright. This is a good time also to make sure you got new O-rings on the ends. And it looks like there's a cap on that one too. But we're not going to take those off yet. We're going to try to get this line in here first. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, let's get our new line. Let's actually literally fish our line back through here. Up. I don't know what it is, but it looks like it's going in easier a lot than it did coming out. Yeah, no, I shouldn't have said nothing. Okay. Wow. Got it up there. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is go over here. And just to keep this line steady. No, because I'm not sure how this is. I think they got it in the right place. But this thing, yeah, it looks like they did. Let's put our line in right here. Put the bolt in just a little bit to hold it into place. And then we're going to go over here. And down here, we're going to take the cap off of there to reveal the O-ring. Now this part is very important, guys, because you don't want to mess up that O-ring. What you want to do is, oh, where's the oil at? All right, let me go get the Freon, the oil. Be right back. All right, guys, this part is very important because you want to definitely lubricate that O-ring because you don't need it to mess up when you're putting it in there. So we got our PEG 46 oil, and I'm going to take my glove off.
Why?
Because my glove got a lot of dirt on it and all that. I want to put a little bit on my finger, and what you want to do is put it around the O-ring to make it easier to go in there. Let's close our oil back up. And we're going to go over here and we are going to get our line to go over, and this is not going to be good. Make sure our manifold is over here. And now it's lined up going with the evaporator. You can see in there. Mm-hmm. And you want to just make sure it goes in evenly. Okay. Perfect. Now, bring your manifold over the bracket, and this sucks, so just try to put it. There you go. Put it in like that. Bring it upward, just like that. Damn it. Now we're gonna take our little 10mm bolt, and I'm gonna go in here and attempt to put this in by hand by a few threads, so you don't get it cross-threaded. So a good 5 turns would be great. Great. You good?
No.
No, what? You're not good?
I'm good right there.
Alright. We got that in there. Very important. That make sure that line is flush. Don't try to put it in crooked and then tighten it up. No, it's got to go in flush by hand. Alright.
You know when it's in enough?
You're going on all the way till you can't go no more.
Oh, okay.
And once you can get in all the way, you go no more. When you tighten this up, this will bring it in and make it flush complete. All right, we got that together. Now we're gonna get our 10mm deep 3/8 drive socket and our ratchet, and we're gonna go ahead and tighten it up. Very important. This is going into aluminum. You can over tighten it and strip it. So when you tighten this up, okay, you know what? Let me bring this all the way in, and then I'm gonna show you how we're gonna tighten this. We'll be right back. All right, guys, when you tighten this up, you want to go ahead till you see it stop. Once that thing stops by hand, that's all you want to do. Just turn it just a little bit more. That's it. That's all you got to do. All right, that is done. That looks great. All right, now we're going to start going backwards now. Going back over here. Our line is already lined up into the little bracket right there. And while we're over here, we might as well go ahead, connect the hose from the booster, get our pliers, and bring that clamp all the way to the front. We'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to secure our wiring harness. And it's got 3 bolts. 2 of the bolts that go up here, they're going to be longer, a little bit longer than the one that we took off down there. So we're going to put these 2 by hand, by a couple threads, so in that way you don't cross thread it. And you'll keep this in line. Now we go down here. You can see right there. To the bottom one. Start that in by a few threads. Actually, I'll bung it all the way in. Now, tightening these up, guys. Remember, again, this is going into aluminum. Very easy to strip out. So what you want to do is bring it down by hand till it stops. A little bit more. There's not a lot of pressure on this. It's just holding it in place. All right, let's get the other 2 done. And the one down there, you're going to have to add in your little wobble extension. Or you might be able to get down in there with just this ratchet. Yeah, you can, but see, you don't have enough swing room. So it's good to have that extension in. All right, so let's get these other 2 tightened up, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got those tightened up. Now we got this little plug right here with the little bracket, and the other one is down here. So let's go ahead and plug those up. And you're gonna plug it until you hear it click. Perfect. Now the bracket goes right here, and actually there's a little tab that's bent out.
I got it out. When you move your fingers, you will see.
Okay, so that little tab goes into that hole right there, and then you got the other hole over there that's going to line up for the 10mm bolt. Okay, and we put that in, and same thing, tighten that up. Just tighten it up till it stops, and then a little bit more. All right, let's tighten it up, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, next, 2 things. One, we got the 10mm bolt here that's going to hold the line into place. And what we got is this bracket right here. Remember we took off a little clip. Took this from a little clip. We got to go over here to our old line. And there it is right there. We turn it upside down. and it has two little arrow tabs right there. What we're going to do is squeeze those together and pull that clip right out of there. Let's turn it this way to make it easier. Just going to squeeze those together and pop it out. Okay, good. Well, broke off, thing. It's okay. All right. So what we're going to do is hook that in right there. Put that into place. That line supposed to be. Dang it, man, this thing. It's good. All right, let's tighten this up and we'll be right back. All right, guys, this is another important part right here. It's very crucial that this system has enough oil in it. So now, you know, I've been doing this for years, and I'm going to teach you a guy's little trick. You just got to know a little bit about measurement. Now, if you look at that hose right there, that hose got some oil in it. Oil that's crucial for this system. So we need to put that oil back into this system. So what we're going to do, reach down here, pull this out, take our bolt out of here, get our oil, and you're going to pour enough oil in there. And I'm going to estimate that is about 3 tablespoons of oil. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to pour it into the compressor. I spilled a little bit on the outside, but that's okay. Because if this system don't have enough oil, you will seize that compressor up. All right, then we're going to take our line down here. You know what? And what we're going to do is bring our line over. And we have that little connector on the top. We're going to, that little protector. We're going to take that off. Take my glove off again. Put some oil on it.
Can you use a Q-tip on this?
Nah, because of the fuzz, you don't want to make sure none of the fuzz get down there either.
Towel?
Same thing. Why, you can't use your finger?
No.
Okay, put the line in there. Make sure that line is straight while you're going in, twisting it back and forth, at the same time pushing it down, because you don't want to damage that O-ring, and it's in there. Take your 12mm bolt, put it in by hand. Might have to move the line a little bit. Definitely want to screw it in about 5 turns to make sure it's not being cross-threaded. Great, it's going in. All right, let's get our socket on. We'll be right back. All right, guys, got my 12mm deep 3/8 drive with my 12-inch 3/8 drive extension. We're gonna go ahead and bring that down. Guys, if you over-tighten this, you will break that ear right off of that compressor. So again, tighten it down till it stops, then a little bit more. That's it. All right, we are looking good. All right, guys, next thing we're going to do before we go recharge the system is put our engine cover back up there with our 4 5mm hex bolts. I'll start that off by hand. And I always start a bolt off by hand, so in that way I do not cross thread it. Because once you, especially when you do like a spark plug or something. So let's put these in here, tighten these up, and we'll be right back to recharge this system. We'll be right back. All right, guys, now time for a recharge. Now, one of the commenters on another video saying, Tim, I saw you use the system that you got, the hoses set up. Do I need all these hoses to recharge my system? No, you do not. You can go to AutoZone, Advance, or another auto parts store and get you a little basic kit. That's all you worried about, especially if you're just going to recharge, is the low side. The low side. You're going to be, and it doesn't matter because when you get the kit, you can't put it on the high side, that connector. It will only go on the low side. So we're going to take our low side connector off.
How do you know which one's the low side?
The low side is going to be the blue, or check this out, the high side fitting. Matter of fact, let me show you up here better. The high side fitting is big. The low side is little. Make sure you have your caps also, because these caps have little O-rings inside. So you can see inside there But what it does is sometimes the Schrader valve inside here does leak a little bit, so they had to put the little seal in there, so just in it stops it from leaking. All right, so let's hook it up. Now, when you got your little kit, it's gonna be the same thing as this hose. What you got is like an air chuck. What you gotta do is this blue section right here, you wanna pull that back, push down on the line, and then release. And you wanna get your hand up in here to hold it, just to hold it firm, just in case. So watch what I do. I get it lined up, pull back on the blue, push it down, let it go. Locks right into place. All right, now, make sure your both valves, well, in your case, it's gonna be one. Make sure it's off and all. Now, Freon 134A is a liquid. You have to put it, don't try to charge the system with the can upwards like this. You definitely wanna shake the can up, open the valve, and turn it upside down. And actually, if you look right here, on here, it tell you, this end up for gas, other end up for liquid. It's a liquid, so you gotta turn this thing upside down. Now, what you wanna be looking for is a good AC system should read about 30 PSI. And if you look on your little gauge you get from AutoZone or Advanced, it's going to actually have a little green section, and in that green section, you're going to see right in the middle of it, it's going to be 30. That is the perfect signal. If you overcharge it, you're not going to get no AC. So don't think, hey, I'm going to put as much as in here and I'm going to get some AC. No, you won't. You just ain't going to have no AC. So if you got too low, the compressor's not going to come on, and it's still not going to work. All right, now what we're going to do, before we even start the car up, we're gonna put a little Freon in the system. And here, right here, you have a little sight glass. And watch when I cut it on, you're gonna see the Freon flow through it. Look at that. Yeah, buddy. Cut it off. And this is a good time. You do that while the car's off. You go around, you're making sure you listen. Make sure you don't hear no kind of leaking anywhere. Everything look good. You wanna go look down here by your fitting over here. And that's the old oil. And especially you want to look back there by the evaporator, which everything looks good. All right, next we're gonna do, we're gonna start this car up. Let's get this little cover out of the way so we don't lose it. We're gonna start the car up and start charging up the system. We'll be right back. All right, guys, as you can see, we're down to 0. Now, when the system is below that low or below 20, the AC compressor will not kick on. You got to have some Freon in this system for the compressor to kick on. Let me see if I can, no, you can't really see it from here. But, so what we got to do now is open up the valve, introduce some Freon in the system. Shut it off. It's about 25. And we're going to let it sit there for a minute because you want the Freon to run through the system. Let it bleed down a little bit. Okay, let's empty some more. Look at it, we're just about 30, we are actually at 30 PSI right now. So we're going to let this, actually you can move this, take this off. How's that sitting? We are actually at 30 PSI right now. We're going to let this sit and run for a minute. We'll be right back. Alright guys, I can't hear the beep more. Alright guys, we are sitting at 25, 30, almost 35. Do not think you are done right now, because what you got to do is you got to bring the RPM up on the car till about 1500. Now I'm gonna bring it up to about 1500, and I want you to watch what happens to that gauge. Once you bring the RPM up, you're making that compressor work at its best, and that's at its best. When it's too low like this, it's not really pumping the Freon throughout the system. So what you got to do, it's a good idea to have somebody sit in the car and press on the gas till about 1500. Or what you can do is judge by yourself. We had the gauge on it. We know we need more, so I can go ahead and add more right now. And it's good to do this. It's actually best to do this when you have somebody in the car. So actually, what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna show you a little trick. We'll be right back. All right, get you a pry bar or a long stick or something, and what you want to do is put it up on the gas pedal, pry it up against something. All right, I'm about 1200 right now, a little bit more. Great, but actually at about 16. Let's go out here and look. Now, as you can see, I'm at 25 and it's actually going down to 20. The high fans kicked in, it's cooling off more. So now I know we can add a little more Freon to this. About 27. Bit more, and you see how nice it's cooling it down. That's great. A little bit more. Look at that, guys. Look at that blue thing come down. Start to level out about 25. We'll go just a little bit more because it's up. It's going up a little bit. I don't want it to go too high. Definitely, I don't want it to reach past 35. So that's just a little bit more. Stop. Let's go check out our Freon. Alright, I'm not going to look at it. I'm going to have Sylvie put her hand over the thing and she's going to tell you.
It's cold.
That's right. Was there any doubt? Look at that, guys. That is nice and cold. And I don't have my thermometer gauge with me. Well, we'll put a gauge up here and show you exactly. Yeah, that's nice. Let them feel it. Maybe they can go through the camera now. Let me stop. All right, guys, let's take our thing off. Now, when you're done charging it, do not shut the car off. Let it stay running. Let the Freon be going through the system while you disconnect your low side. And again, to disconnect it, and actually, you can see the line right here. You can see the condensation start building up on the line right here. Touch that line, that line is cold. So you cut that line until it's cold. Alright, so what you're going to do is push down on the line, and when you push down on it, pick up on your lever, the collar right here, and release it. Then you want to take the connector, the cover, cover that up. Guys, this is the perfect job. If you followed me on this video and got this done, I'm gonna give you a yeah boy. You just saved you a bunch of money. Alright, we'll be right back.
Alright, so today we had a 2006 Nissan Altima and we showed you how to replace the suction line. Now just a note on this, not every 2006 Altima is going to be the same procedure. It depends on your production date. So this procedure works for up to October of 2006. So if your production date is before that, then this is what you need to do. If it's after that, it may be a little similar, I'm not sure, but it is definitely a different line. So it could be a different procedure. So if you guys have any comments or questions, you can post it below in the comment section, or you can email Timmy at tim@astroautorepairs.com. Hope you paid attention. If not, watch it again. This is Sylvia from Astro Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. See you next time.